Okay,
Okay.
welcome. Today we have Riri the Ghost. She'll be participating in this game show where we have her guess old cards to see if they're good or not. Can you introduce yourself, Riri?
Happily. Hello, I'm you, Daddy D. You can call me Riri. I'm a variety screamer because I scream in every game I play, even Yu-Gi-Oh.
You say that, but I've
um,
never seen that happen on stream before.
I feel like it mostly happens when something crazy happens, like I clutch a win unexpectedly, or if we're pulling for cards, or I mess something up really bad. I might scream in
Mm-hmm.
embarrassment, but it's definitely more rare in Yu-Gi-Oh than in, say,
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Valorant or something.
Anyways,
But
what
it
we're doing here
happens.
is we're going to show her a series of cards, all of them from pre-2010. She's a newer player to Yu-Gi-Oh specifically, right?
Yeah, yeah. I only started really in June, so
Yeah, so probably gonna know any of these, and you're just gonna guess like were these competitive cards in the past or not. That's it. Super
yes.
easy stuff. Anyways, let's
Okay.
get started. Card number
Sure.
one, creature swap. Can you read this to the audience for us, please?
Absolutely. Okay. Each player chooses one monster they control and switches control of those monsters with each other. Those monsters cannot change their battle positions for the rest of this turn. Okay.
Do you think this card used to be a
Hmm.
played card back in the day, either as a staple or a crucial combo piece, or maybe even was banned for being so good?
Huh. My first instinct was to say, "Wow, this sounds really good," but then I reread it,
Uh
and it
huh.
says each player chooses.
Yep. You use
And
it, and you have to give control of one of your cards to your opponent, and they get to
they
choose any other
choose.
cards to give to you.
Yeah. But I guess if they only have one big strong boy
Mm-hmm.
and you don't,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this was good. This feels good to me.
Okay. Good. Would you say that is your final answer? This card was actually amazing, super good. Everybody played it.
Yes.
Okay. Well, too easy. Yeah, that's exactly how this card was. It was amazing. It was actually like
Okay.
semi-limited for a bit because it was too good.
Oh, dang. So you limited to like one or two?
Yeah, semi like it was two. I don't know if it ever went to
Okay, okay.
limited, but I know it was restricted for a bit. And the reason for that is because early Yu-Gi-Oh was dominated by like recruiters or like floaters. They're like monsters where
Mm-hmm.
they're destroyed by battle. You get a special summon a monster from your deck. So they would just give
Oh,
that to
okay.
their opponent and then just crash into it and they get the special summon. So they got like to plus off of it. And they're like, oh no, this is
Oh,
too strong. We
damn.
need to restrict it because they're stealing cards and then gaining advantage from it. This card's supposed to be
Yeah.
balanced, not broken.
That makes sense.
Yeah, nobody plays
Okay.
analogy though because card sucks.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. I guess it's the choosing. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go into the next one. Too easy.
Okay.
Next one, Solomon's Lawbook.
All right. Solomon's Lawbook. Skip your own standby phase.
So,
Oh.
do you think this
Hmm.
card was amazing?
A trap card to skip your own standby phase. What do you do in standby phase? You.
I can tell you, standby phase is usually
Huh.
used in order to pay lots of costs and for effects to go off.
True. Is it before draw phase?
It's after the draw phase and
Okay.
before the
Okay.
main phase one.
Okay. 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 That helps me. Skipping your own standby phase. I mean, you say it's to pay costs usually, which
Yeah.
it kind of checks out. So if you skip paying the cost,
Uh huh.
you only benefit. You only profit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's good.
You're gonna say this card was amazing. Everybody used Solomon's Lawbook back in the early days of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, Solomon's Lawbook. Final answer.
It was good.
Okay. Well, Solomon's Lawbook was terrible. Nobody played it.
What?
This card's garbage because
It sounds so good.
most of the costs you pay don't
Uh-huh.
matter. They're like superfluous.
Oh.
They're just
They're
like
not like
they're not
they're
real
not like
costs. They're just
sacrifice something. They're
no.
not
They
like
do have cards like that, but they're not good. All of the best cards have like
that makes
very
sense.
minor costs that don't matter.
Hmm.
Yu-Gi-Oh does not have a good like a pain cost system, so you don't really need to skip them.
Ah.
Yeah, there's never been like a card where this cost was so like crazy with the effect
Yeah.
that you'd want to
That it was
use.
worth having.
Yeah, a slow card like this.
Yeah,
Except
that's
for
true.
there was actually in Duel Links
Okay.
there was a skill that basically had this
Uh-huh.
card's effect because like oh this card's effect is terrible nobody ever uses it.
Mm-hmm.
So they printed it on a skill which you could use once per turn without having to set a card or anything, and it was so
Oh.
broken They had to like remove it because it was actually like the thing is it wasn't just once only, it was every turn. It's like you
Oh
just
God.
constantly skip their standby phase, and there were actually like cards
Ah.
where you could actually like benefit in that way with like Golden Castle of
Oh.
Stromberg and stuff. But as an actual card where you only have to use one and you have to go -1 to use it, it's terrible. Nobody uses it. Anyways, let's go on to
Damn.
the next one.
You tricked me.
I didn't trick you. I just said it's normally paid
You
for
tricked
costs.
me.
I didn't tell you the costs were
I'm
good.
blaming you. I'm blaming you for this loss.
They always blame me. Chat always is like, you mislead them. I was like, no, I don't.
I was misled.
Whatever. Next one, we have Magician of Faith.
Magician of Faith. Flip, target one spell in your graveyard, add that target to your hand.
So, do you believe this
Okay.
card was a heavily played staple? Everybody used it.
Flip effects, correct me if I'm wrong. How do you flip a card? I've not seen that very much.
So the way the mechanic works is usually you only have one normal summon per turn, and you can normal set
Yeah.
a card directly from your hand. And then you can't flip it up until your next turn.
Right?
Or if
Okay.
your opponent attacks into it, then it's flipped up.
Right.
And the effect
okay.
will activate immediately there, but the card's usually destroyed because they're usually like very small.
Right. Yeah.
And if the
yeah.
card
Like
is
this.
destroyed by card effect, it doesn't get flipped up.
Right. Okay. But if they attack it, it'll flip.
Yep.
You can choose to flip it next turn.
Yeah, or in your next turn you can flip it face up. So they're very
Get a
slow.
spell in your graveyard. The question is if graveyard play was as big back then as it feels now, or I guess like in paper is my instinct.
Yeah,
'Cause I
graveyard
feel
play
like-
is very important nowadays.
Yeah, it is. And I'm gonna say no.
No?
No. It feels like it would be useful now, but I feel like older Yu-Gi-Oh was more simple and probably had less graveyard play. So I'm gonna say no.
All right. So early Yu-Gi-Oh, less graveyard cards. This card's terrible. Would you say that's your final answer?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Magician of Faith, I'm happy to tell you, was incredibly played. It was even banned for years for being so good. It was like
Okay.
one of the strongest cards in early Yu-Gi-Oh.
Damn it. I mean, it's a 1-for-1 trade. And you
It's
get
a
to pick what you
one-for-one
pick
trade.
back,
However, the
but-
context of this card is that early Yu-Gi-Oh spell cards specifically were mega broken. Like some of them are still on the ban list today, and they'll
Oh,
never
shit.
come off
Okay.
because they're just too strong.
Whoa. What's
So
an
being able to get those
example?
cards back was just so much advantage that it was worth playing
Yeah.
this card. And like it was so worth playing the
see.
card. People would play cards specifically designed to counter flip monsters just to stop it.
Oh my god.
And there was even like
Dang it.
there was even a recruiter who specifically could special summon a level
Oh,
2 or lower
no.
spellcaster from your deck in defense position when we face down. So you
Oh,
could search it too.
oh. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's OP.
Yeah, the card was redunculous. It even saw play like up until 2017. Like it
Oh,
just
dang.
kept chugging
Wow.
along.
Wow. Is it like still used now? Is it banned or something?
Yeah, it was banned for a long time, and when they finally took it off the ban list, people started playing it immediately because like, oh my god, this card is so good. But nowadays, the power level of the game has finally gotten to the point where it is just too slow for the effect to be usable anymore. Plus, we don't have power staples like that anymore.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, the game has moved away from powerful spells to just powerful monster effects. So, yeah, this one you really need to know the context of the old game.
Yeah. I was trying to think. I was in my head, My
No, like you're
instinct- I
right. There
should've
wasn't
listened to
that
my
many
instinct.
graveyard effects back then.
Oh, okay.
It's just like the spell cards back then were so powerful
Yeah.
that they're still
so
banned to this day.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
But it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. All right, let's go into the next one. Magical Android, a synchro monster.
Okay. Magical androids, 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner monsters. During each of your end phases, gain 600 LP for each psychic type monster you currently control. 2,500 attacks. And 100 hits.
So, how do you think about this card? You think this card was a played staple?
Each psychic type monster gains 600 LP during each of your end phases. Does that
Basically,
mean
During the end
every-
phase, you gain line points equal to the amount of psychic type monsters you
Right.
control times 600, and it itself
Right.
is a psychic type, so you always gain at least 600 life points.
Right. And is it specifically your own end phases, or does it mean
Just
both
your end
end
phase.
phases? Okay.
I will say this one is kind of a misleading
Huh.
card.
Huh.
Just to give a little bit of a hint.
It is misleading. Hmm.
Because I know you have a background in Magic, right?
Yeah. That's where I played most of my card games until Master Duel.
And how good is life gain in Magic?
At least when I played, it wasn't very, but I loved it. So I loved white cards. Give me all that life gain, baby.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, life gain is just as good in Yu-Gi-Oh as it is in Magic.
Yeah, I figured as much.
That's why I said this card is misleading.
I am gonna say it was good.
Oh.
I'm gonna say it was good.
Can you explain why you think it's good?
I think maybe it's misleading because it's potentially easier to get and it's strong.
Oh.
Maybe.
That's a hypothesis, all right. So
Maybe I want to believe there's something quirky about the psychics and the life gain. I don't know. I just want to believe it's good.
okay. So you didn't say good final answer?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, unfortunately,
It wasn't.
I have to tell you this card was amazing. Everybody played it.
Oh.
It was a
yes!
heavily played staple, but not for the reason you'd think.
Okay.
You see the
yeah,
life
what?
point gain effect? Neat.
Mhm.
Awesome. Nobody played it for that. The real reason
Right.
they played this card was because it had 2400 attack and it was a generic level 5 tuner. I mean, synchro.
Uh-huh.
And there just weren't any other generic level 5s. That's it.
Ah, I see.
It was just because it was
I was
generic
like,
and had high
kinda right
attack.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just played because it had high attack points and was easy
Yeah.
to bring out. Because like the level
Hey.
5 range was just like heavily underutilized.
Wah, that's exactly what I said. I don't know.
Yeah,
how
exactly.
synchro
That's what I
works,
said. What? That's a
but-
hypothesis. It was a spot on hypothesis.
Let's go.
Yeah, it was easy to
Okay.
use. It was strong.
My instinct is there. I could totally be a Yu-Gi-Oh master. I
Exactly.
believe.
As soon as they printed better level 5s, they stopped playing this card.
Yeah.
But for a while, it was like the only one, and it was a beat stick. It was easy. It also gave you life points at the end of turn, which is neat.
Yeah. Cute little bonus.
Yeah, it's like a cute little bonus. All right. Next card. Dimensionhole.
Wow, that art's really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty
Okay.
cool.
Dimensionhole, select one monster on your side of the field and remove it from play until your next standby phase. While the monster is removed from play, the monster card zone of the selected monster cannot be used.
Mm-hmm. So, do you think this card was good or not?
Select one monster on your side. Take it out of play. Your next. This sounds complicated. Like
It's
lots
so
of
simple.
tricky things could happen
Yeah.
by doing this. Like if you're supposed to get rid of something at the end of the turn, then you
Uh-huh.
do this, or
I don't want to give
It
any
feels-
accidental
Yeah.
hints.
you gave me one. You made up for. I forgive you for the transgression with the very first, or the treasure box. You made up. You made up for it with the misleading.
I
synchro
just
card.
said it's used. You could use it to skip costs. I didn't say the costs were good.
It's okay. We're 1 for 1 on the hint good and hint bad.
Okay.
So, I don't know. This feels kind of complicated or really specific, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I could potentially think of situations now, but maybe not as much back then.
Yeah.
So
This
I'm
card
gonna
came out
say no.
very early.
Oh, really? Like how old? How long
Like
ago?
in the third set, I believe.
Huh.
So like within the
Dang.
first year the game came out.
Wow. Okay. I'm gonna say no.
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 Ooh, and why is that?
It feels like maybe too specific to be heavily played and really good. I don't know.
Oh, okay. So no on Dimensionhole, the card that can banish a card until the end phase, and then it comes back. Final
No.
answer.
Final answer, no.
Okay. Well, you'll be happy to know that Dimensionhole was actually not played at all. You got it correct.
Oh. Wow. It's too specific?
No, the thing is, the effect is
Oh.
actually good. Because there are
Mm.
cards which come onto the field with like negative effects, and you can reset them by just banishing for a turn. And when they come back,
Mm.
they forget that they had that negative effect
Right,
applied.
right, right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can actually like use it to reset that. So the problem with this card is the fact that it's spell speed 1, or sorcery speed. If it was quick
Yeah.
effect, it'd be so much better.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like, oh, it's a normal spell. I did notice there was no quick effect. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, so maybe not useful.
Yeah, if it was a quick effect, this card definitely would have seen competitive play, like 100%. But the fact
Yeah,
that it's
which
spell speed
makes
1
sense.
is the reason it didn't, even though the effect
Mm-hmm.
is technically good.
Right.
All right.
Makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. Anyways, let's go on to the next card, Enraged Battle Ox.
If your beast, beast warrior, or winged beast monster attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage. Is that like trample?
Yeah, it's like Trample, exactly like Trample. And he himself is a beast warrior, and his effect does apply to himself.
Right.
So,
Ooh. Okay.
this card also came out very early in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah. It feels like an early card. It's so simple.
Yeah,
I
it's so
understood
simple.
what it does right away.
Yeah, there wasn't a million lines of text.
I am a fan of the simple creatures with a simple effect and a
Yeah.
big whop of attack damage. That's my kind of card.
Yeah,
My
they don't
kind of
do those
card right
anymore.
there.
If there was a
They
card
don't
like
make
this,
them like they used to.
yeah, that's because they would suck if they only had one line of effects. It was like, where's the clause to special summon it from the hand? Actually worthless.
Yeah. Yeah. I am gonna say that this was good.
Really? What makes you think
Yeah,
that?
it's well, it's a 4-star,
Yeah.
which is important, I think.
Uh-huh. That means you can summon it without tribute.
Uh-huh. And um it feels like decently strong, and if I remember that flip card that you said was OP that we talked about earlier, it was
Yeah.
kind of weak when it
Yeah.
was like,
It was
well,
kind
played
of
a
weak.
lot. So maybe useful because then you still get damage in even if they get their card back. I don't know. It feels useful. I want him to be useful. I'm gonna say yes.
Okay. Well, you'll be happy to know that your reasoning was spot on. That is exactly
Ooh.
why it was played.
Let's go! Did you plan? Were you like, let's see if she pays attention. We're gonna put this other
No, I
card.
picked random cards.
Oh damn!
It was a
Let's go.
coincidence. I put them in a random order too. Yeah, like that's funny you got it based on Magician of Faith. Yeah, because this card was a heavily played staple, and it was because it was like the highest attack level 4 or lower monster with piercing damage, because this was very rare in early Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh,
It could
okay.
also give you
Okay.
piercing damage to like all your other cards too, which was a neat
Yeah.
bonus, but no one ever
Mm-hmm.
really like used it for that. It was mainly just because it itself was a high attack piercer.
Mm-hmm.
Because 1700 was like 300 higher than the second highest.
Oh damn. Okay.
Yeah, so you would use it on, because there's so many flip monsters back then, and there was also like monsters like Spear Reaper, which couldn't be destroyed by battle at all, and they had like 200 defense. So it's like usually they
But
would
you
stall it forever with that, but not if you had Enraged Battle Ox.
Nice.
Yeah, so I was like, wow,
I love this.
you got it.
This is the kind of card that I would like to play.
Yeah, it's garbage nowadays.
Yeah, I know. I feel like I could
Unplayable
tell.
garbage.
I'm so sad. I
Yeah.
love him.
All right, let's go on to the last card. You're doing great. Last
Wow,
one
thank
is
you.
Graverobber.
Oh my god, he's so cute. Select one spell card from your opponent's graveyard. You can use it as your hand until the end of the turn. If you use it, you take 2,000 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
You can
So-
use it as your hand.
Yeah.
As
This card
in
is famous for having very confusing rulings.
Yeah. I
Because
read
what
it
does
and
that
was-
even mean? Use it from your hand. What it actually means, though, is like you have it in your hand, and you could
Okay.
use it as if it was just in your hand. So you can set it on the field, you can activate it.
Okay. Okay.
But if it
So
is,
like
if it stays in your hand,
whatever. Uh-huh.
it goes back to your opponent's graveyard. And you take at the end of the turn. But if you set it, you get to keep it. Either
If you
way, if you
set-
activate, you take 2,000 points of damage, though.
Okay, but if you set it on the field, like it's a spell card you set or a trap card you set, you don't take the damage. It doesn't go back.
It won't go back, but you'll still take the damage when you activate it.
Okay. 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 Huh. Yeah, that is. They really could have worded that better because it almost sounds like, oh, if you take it, like that's the only card in your hand for that turn.
Oh no, you can use whatever you want. It doesn't stop you.
Okay. Okay. Use it until the end of the turn.
Yeah.
Was this good? It's a
This one
trap
should be.
card.
Oh no hints. Never mind.
I was like, yes, go on. Tell me. I'm listening. This should be what?
No hints. If I give bad hints, the audience gets mad. They're like, "Why do you mislead the guest so much?"
Okay. Well, if I recall, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a trap card, so it's slow,
Yeah, very slow.
but you get a spell card from your opponent. But like, maybe your opponent doesn't have any spell cards that are useful in the graveyard.
Yeah. Maybe.
Maybe. But also if this one's you say this should be easy, I think, but I don't think it's easy. I'm trying to use the information from the previous cards to analyze old Yu-Gi-Oh that I never knew.
Yeah. It's easy in the way that it is incredibly not easy at all. It's probably the hardest one on this list.
Huh. Okay.
I'm sure most people who play the game actively would be like, "Wait, was this card played?"
Yeah. It doesn't.
Which in itself might be a hint.
Gosh, I don't know. Okay, I will say that this. I don't know, because if I think of Magician of Faith, which you said was so good,
Yeah.
and that gives you a spell from your own graveyard, and it's like kind of as slow, potentially not, but like kind of could be.
Yeah.
But this is your enemy's. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. This one wasn't good. Maybe it was like a meme.
Uh-huh.
But it wasn't good.
Ooh. You're gonna go with your gut on this?
Yeah, we're gonna go with gut. No.
Okay. Final answer. It wasn't good. Nobody played it. Absolutely terrible card.
Yes. That's my answer.
Okay. Well, you'll be happy to know that your guess was completely correct.
Oh.
For the exact reason you said. You don't know what your opponent is playing. Like you can't control it. Magician of Faith was good because you knew what you were getting back.
Right.
But this one, you don't know what your opponent's playing. You don't even know if your opponent's going to have a good card in the graveyard when you have Graverobber. So it's just not worth it because it's too slow. Even though there were tons of very strong spell cards in the early Yu-Gi-Oh! No one played it. Never saw competitive play.
It's so cute. I like the concept, but yeah.
Yeah, it was actually played heavily in the anime. It was like one of the... It was like a playmaker for one of the main characters.
Makes sense because he felt that this felt familiar to me. Like I watched the anime as a kid. Do I remember?
Yeah, Joey used this card all the time.
Oh, there we go. I was like, weird. I feel like I've seen this guy before. He's kind of cute.
Yeah, like the effect it had in the anime was a little bit different. Like it just like still, it didn't have like a life point cost or anything. Because also taking 2,000 damage was a big deal in early Yu-Gi-Oh! Because like they thought life points mattered more, so like they wouldn't use cards like Solemn Judgment. Because it paid half your life points to just negate one card. Oh my god, that's not worth a 1-for-1 trade. So when people play older formats, they play like 3 copies of Solemn because it's like, you guys are stupid. You guys just didn't know how life points worked.
Yeah.
So because they thought life points mattered back then, they wouldn't play it because it also just had that. Like it was just too many like hurdles to it.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Let's go. My instinct is there. Oh my god.
Okay, so let's see. At the end of this, let's see. You got a creature swap correct. Solemn's Lawbook, wrong. Magician of Faith, wrong. And the last 4 correct.
Yeah. Well, I did it. Let's
5
go.
out of 7. Whoa.
Whoa. I'm a good.
Yeah,
guesser.
you tie. You have second place for one of the highest scores. There was only 2 of the people who got 6 out of 7 correct. One of them guessed all of them. Got 6 out of 7 correct based completely on artwork. Like they had no idea what the effects did.
That's amazing. I love that. I love that theory. That's great.
Yeah, that one was funny. Okay.
Oh my
well,
gosh.
you got 5 out of 7. That's amazing. You get you win the grand prize of a gift basket.
Oh, I've heard rumors of this gift basket.
Yeah, we actually give it out now. What we do is we just
really?
ask the contestant to like put a gift basket on their throne, and I just like buy it for you.
Oh, I thought it was still fabled, mysterious, and unheard of.
No, I've sent out a few of them already. Okay.
Yeah, we want to give basket. Let's go.
Yeah, gift basket. Easy. You just got to get more than 3 correct. Or is it 4 correct?
Oh, I really
7.
thought I was gonna come on and fail all of them, to be honest. I was like,
You
I'm
got
gonna
so
set
many
the.
of them right, though.
I thought I was gonna set the record for most incorrect.
No, I think everybody has passed the game show so far. I don't think
Oh,
anyone has, like, failed.
I love that for us.
Yeah. Okay,
It's
so
so
where
fun.
can people who are watching this find you online?
You can mostly find me at twitch.tv/udaddd. I'm also Twitter and YouTube at udaddd, which I'm sure you'll put up, so I
Yeah,
won't
it'll be
spell it.
on
But
screen.
yeah, that's where you can find me: Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. I have a TikTok, but I haven't started using it yet.
Yeah, I still need to upload some videos on there.
We'll get there. 2023 resolutions. Let's go.
Well, I mean, I do have it. I just like need to upload them. Like the videos are ready to go. I just
Oh,
literally
yeah,
need
do
to
that.
upload them. Yeah,
Do that. People want to see you.
yeah. I mean, I will. I just keep forgetting because I have more important things to do. Anyways, thanks for getting it on, Riri. Until next time. Goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye.